Hello and welcome to Huntington, West Virginia, the home of the Thundering Herd of Marshall University and our home for College Football 27's Dynasty Mode. It's a storied program filled with legends like Randy Moss, Chad Pennington, Ahmad Bradshaw, Rakeem Cato, and so many more. So now it's our goal to create new legends as we rise to the top of college football. And that starts with meeting our team, led by senior quarterback Carlos Del Rio Wilson. He's a Syracuse transfer who started for Marshall in a majority of their games last season. He has the ability to take us to the top of the Sun Belt and would be my pick as the Sun Belt's first team all-conference preseason quarterback. Now, we do have a very interesting quarterback room. Zion Turner, the former Jacksonville State and UConn quarterback, brings some super athleticism as well as a great leader in our locker room, with many of his former teammates at Jacksonville State being here, with offensive coordinator Rod Smith also coming from Jacksonville State. Khalil Wilkins, the WVU transfer, he has more athleticism than any quarterback on our roster and will definitely get a shot over the next couple years if we can keep him here in Huntington. The running back room is also super interesting. Joshawn Barbie, the former McNeese State back, has the ability to take over games. At some point, he disappears in games. Last year, there were a couple games where he was unnoticeable, but when he is balling, everyone notices. Marquise Boston is an elite power back off the bench for us. He will definitely get a significant amount of carries this season. Defenses are not going to be able to tackle him. We'll treat him a little bit like our own Derrick Henry. Judah Price is a fun former West Virginia Mountaineer and multi-time state player of the year in the state of West Virginia, I do believe. Adrian Norton, the Akron transfer, former All-MAC first-team selection. Can he return to form in his year here in Huntington? Last season, a little bit of a disappointment for him, but this wide receiver room is much improved, including DeAndre Tamarez. The Western Carolina transfer could be elite this season in Huntington, especially with Carlos Del Rio Wilson at quarterback. He will be a significant deep threat in this offense that desperately needs one. Xavier Turner Bradshaw would be my breakout pick for Marshall this year. The son of Marshall legend Ahmad Bradshaw. He is a fan favorite and has a chance to be special in Huntington this season. At tight end, we have arguably the best tight end in Marshall history and definitely the most storied, Toby Payne. His brother Ethan Payne graduated a few years ago. Toby is going to set records in Huntington at the tight end position, and that's saying something when you have someone like Gator Haskins also playing that position in Huntington in the past. Jalen Slappy is another future Marshall legend. The senior guard has started all 5 years in Huntington, I do believe, and he has a chance to be a special player in the history books in Huntington. The offensive line is a very strong group for this Thundering Herd team. Probably the weakest of the group would be Roger Mills at center. Redshirt freshman Marwan Diab is going to start at right guard for the team, and he's going to be a fun developmental piece for us. But as we look at left tackle, you've got Tariq Montgomery, a fan favorite in Huntington. He's going to be very special this season for us at left tackle, and he is massive next to Jalen Slappy. Xavier Bosley, a transfer. He is from Fairmont, West Virginia, and has a chance to be special as a hometown favorite not far from Huntington. As we move to the defense, we'll start with freshman Cole Funderburk, who's going to start as a redshirt freshman this year. He has an elite ability of getting to the quarterback. However, it's going to take a minute for us to find a way to stop the run with him. On the other side, Braden Ward. He is a run stopper, but don't sleep on him getting to the quarterback. He is going to be able to really contain quarterbacks in that pocket, and if they try to escape, he's going to go get them. McKalen Warren. He is a great defensive tackle for us. I'm very interested to see what he can get done. Mikel Williams, a former JUCO national champion. Can he bring some glory to Huntington after he's been in the portal from UTSA? JaVale Gilmore has a chance to be the star of this defense. The former Mississippi State linebacker was amazing in his first year in Huntington last season. Can he keep up that and be a real leader for a defense that's going to need one this season? Kelvin McBride, the NC State transfer who came over with the head coach from last season's team, can he step up into a major role this year on the defense starting at linebacker? Charles McCarthrans is an interesting player for us. He started for 3 years at Buffalo before transferring here for his senior year. He is going to be our CB1 and has all Sun Belt potential, but it's going to be a weak defensive back room after him, with Dante Dickens being our second corner. He's going to be an interesting player. Has a little bit of speed, going to be able to cover some of the slot receivers we play against, but Daquan Smith is the star of this secondary. He's a 5-year player in Huntington. The fans love him, and the receivers hate him. He has a chance to be very special and has NFL looks coming to him at the end of this season. Now, none of that matters without the right coach, and we need a former Marshall player. One with NFL experience, not just as a player, but as a coach. One who loves Marshall so much that despite breaking his legs in a game, he finishes the game and gets a win for the Herd in his time. That's right, Byron Leftwich has returned to Huntington after multiple stints in the NFL, not only as a player, but as a coach, especially most notably in Tampa, but also got a shot in Jacksonville over the last couple of years as a coach. He has a long-awaited return to a program that will love him. It's going to be a high-flying offense, especially as we develop this team into something that he will love. As we look at the schedule for this year, it's not an easy one. We open on the road at Penn State. All the Iowa State transfers we know about transferring to Penn State this offseason will make that game a tough one. Middle Tennessee State and Missouri State, as well as a game with FCS East at home to wrap up non-conference. Then we get James Madison, Coastal Carolina, South Alabama, Old Dominion, Georgia Southern, Appalachian State, Georgia State, and at UL Monroe to wrap up the season. There's a couple things we're going to really like when we look at this schedule, but I think the most interesting 2-week span is going to be this James Madison and Coastal Carolina streak. At James Madison is a massive rivalry, especially one that's budded over the last couple of years. Now, we're going to briefly look into recruiting before we wrap up here. We all know that in today's landscape, recruiting can change fast. We're looking at a couple different players here. No one that I'm 100% locked into yet. Lots of West Virginians, Ohioans, and Kentuckians on our list here. My main focus in recruiting is going to be really focused on those 3 pipelines, and then Florida as well. Marshall over the years has definitely dominated, especially in South Florida, in a way that you wouldn't expect for a team from West Virginia. I'm super excited for the rest of this dynasty. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and let me know what you want to see in the next episode of Marshall Dynasty.